Hello, I'm Azai, and welcome back to Subahibi. So this is future Azai, like I'm just making an intro for the beginning of the second episode, or the two episode that I split into. So I don't want to make it into weird and then suddenly just cut into the footage. So yeah, nothing much to say. Like I really enjoyed what's gonna happen in this scene though, in this like episode. And yeah, I don't really have anything to say because I don't want to spoil anything to you guys. Just hope you guys enjoy it, and I want you to know that I'm enjoying my time with this game. Alright, future is I out. Have fun.
すみません。最終的には漕いでいただくことになってしまって。いや。
At first, Takashima-san said she was going to row, but with her at the oars, we'd hardly move at all.
船酔いとかしてたらすぐ行ってね。あんまりボートの扱いとか知らないから。大丈夫ですよ。ユキ様のボートなら酔うことないと思います。
I said I was gonna make this into a shorter episode, but damn, that scene made me have some goosebumps. I feel like I should continue on.
なんでそんなこと言い切れるんだか。なんででしょうね。ここの湖の風はいつも涼しいのですね。そう、私はこの遊園地初めてだからよくわからないけど。気持ちいいですよ。素晴らしいと思います。確かに湖の水が涼しい空気を運ぶね。気持ちいいです。水面がまるで鏡の世界の空みたいに見えて、空を飛んでるような気持ちです。そう言われてみれば。でもそれってなんとなく怖いね。そう感じますか？空の上を歩くのは気持ちがいいと思いますよ。
How do you know that?
まるで空を飛んだことあるみたいな言い方だね。私は空を歩いたことがないからわからないかな。でもなんとなくここが空の上だと思うと怖いな。怖いですか。前と逆ですね。
Aw.
前？あ、いいえ。こちらの話です。ん？どうしたの？あ、いえ。こうやって水面を撫でることは空に手が届くことになるのかなって。面白いこと言うね。
Can I have more scenes with Zakuro, please? Please, no more scenes with the sisters.
私の好きな人が言ってた言葉です。へえ、その人詩人だったんだね。私の好きだった人は詩人、そして剣豪、哲学者、
Swordsman.
そして空気力学のパイオニア。
We were on the train back home. It felt nice. Our languid spirits swayed back and forth with the movement of the train. And then, music. Takashima-san looked like she was enjoying listening to my music. I had her listen to a few songs, judging what genres she liked from her expression. It seemed like Takashima-san enjoyed the classical music. I told her that this recording was from New Year's concert they held every year in a foreign country. Their conductor was lauded as a genius, and he let the most famous philharmonic? Not sure if I say that correctly, in the world. Waltz, polka, march, a dancing melody. The swaying of the train seemed to match the rhythm of the songs. I felt her softly put her hand on my hand that was holding the music player. I see. Fittingly, the name on the screen was Vernung Gungsug Pleasure Train. That's a very hard name. Ours was just a ride across town, not a journey. But the relaxed feeling was the same. The song almost made the scenery outside look like it was glowing.
クラシックお好きなんですか？いやね、昔さ、母親が厳しかったからさ、ピアノとかまで習わされたんだよね。ピアノ弾けるんですね。うん、まあ難しいのじゃなければなんとか。なら今夜聞かせていただけませんか？今夜？はい。ピアノがあるお店を私知ってます。そうなんだ。はい。と言ってもこれも好きだった方に教えていただいたお店なのですけどね。そうなんだ。一緒に行ってくださいませんか？
It feels like Zakuro is one of those people where her lover died or something and she thinks that he reincarnated into Yuki, right? It's so strange.
いいよ。喜んで。なんかここお酒とか飲む店だよね。そんなことは気にしない気にしない。さあ、この席に座ってください。確かにピアノがある。はい。これを。
Takashima-san handed me a key.
これは？これはピアノの鍵です。このバーの。ピアノの鍵持ってるとか、この店でバイトでもしてるの？高島さん。どうでしょうね。名前はバー白秋鏡。
I guess all bars really do look the same. This is my first time in the place, but it felt oddly familiar.
これって私弾いていいのかな？問題ありませんよ。ピアノ触ってください。あ、うん。
I played a few notes. It was pretty well tuned. Actually, the piano felt like it was really easy to play. It seemed that the piano and I were compatible.
何か聞きたい曲ありますか？はい。最初はエリック・サティ。ピカデリーがいいです。へえ、サティとか好きなんだ。いい趣味しているね。そうですね。サティはいい趣味です。かっこいいですよ。何珍しい。自画自賛かな？そうなっちゃうんですかね。でも奇遇だね。私もサティ好きなんだよね。
I spread my fingers over the keys. I closed my eyes for a moment and then my fingers danced. As I struck the keys, layers of different tones flowed out from the piano. The music wove a tapestry of good cheer. It was a happy rhythm, bright, ornate, and somehow nostalgic. It felt simple and candid. Sati's music blends into the human lifestyle like a piece of furniture. Takashima-san listened quietly. I was having fun playing. They actually let you listen to the song. That's actually pretty nice. I'll also let you see the CG. I could probably click this and continue the story. I should though. Wait, can I not? I'm clicking, but nothing's going on. I guess they want you to listen to the music. That's pretty nice. Well, I clearly voiced over that. My bad.
素晴らしかったです。私も楽しかったよ。ピアノとか弾くの久しぶりだったし。
And I didn't feel rusty at all. I hadn't been practicing on the piano at home, so I thought that I would mess up, but
もう一曲いいですか？
ああ、いいよ。何にする？
ユキ様が一番好きな曲をお願いします。
私が一番好きな曲？
はい。一番の曲を。
一番か。
I faced the piano again and closed my eyes. I slowly opened my hands and I began to play. I played my favorite song. Takashima-san listened with a happy expression on her face. I had to wonder if she knew this song. If she liked Sati, she might have heard it before. It was a famous song. The Dreamy Fish, that was the title. It was about the dream of a fish leaving in the ocean might have. That was the image the melody evoked. They say Sati's titles were often different from the actual content of the pieces. He didn't want people's immersions to be affected by the title he gave it. That was why a lot of his compositions had strange titles. Embryons Diseases. What is that? Duke's Preludes pour un chien. What? Sonatine Bureaucratique. Troy Morceau Unformed de Poix. Oh god. Whatever. Tons of songs like that. But it felt like this song really was about a fish dreaming. Why a fish? I like listening to music, but I can't really think about what music represents sometimes, you know? Like, I don't have the creative of minds. I'm a pretty inflexible person when it comes to thinking, actually. Usually I follow set patterns of thoughts. You have to wait for this, by the way. I am clicking, in case you're wondering. They want you to listen to the song. This one is much longer than the last one. I don't know, should I talk over this? Not like you guys can hear a lot of the music, I think.
どうだった？なんで？
はい。ありがとうございます。
Well, thankfully it's done.
なんか泣いてる？
いいえ。泣いてなんかいませんよ。
でも。
いいえ。ありがとうございます。そして。ごめんなさい。
ごめんなさい？
これは言うべきではなかったかもしれません。
どうしたの、高島さん？
明日の天体観測。0時直前から始めましょ
う。0時直前？それって20日直前ってこと？はい。なんで？空見つけるのならもっと早い時間がいいし、それ以前にそんな時間に学校に。
問題ありません。入れます。
え？
世界少女が望めばこの世界で不可能なことなどないのです。
あのさ、高島さん、それって
分かってます。ユキ様にはおかしなことを言ってるように聞こえるのですよね。私のことを不思議系か電波系の少女であると。
いや、そういうわけじゃ。
大丈夫です。分かってましたから。すべて分かっていました。
You might have, but not me.
私、最初は自らの罪に苦しんでいました。
自らの罪？
はい。自らが作ってしまった罪について、それを償わなければならないと思っていました。
償い？
でも私、こうやってこの世界であなたと一緒に歩んできて、私がしようとしている償いはあなたを苦しめることになる。償わなければあなたは幸せになれる。この素晴らしき日々の中に生きることができる。でも
Title drop.
私の償いはそれらを奪うことになってしまう。
あのさ、よくわからないんだけどさ。
I still do think Yuki is the world girl and she's the sky girl. I guess the sky girl is mad that the world girl didn't come to get her or something.
明日19日が終わる前、北高のシー島に来てください。
あのさ、その場合、鏡と司は
あなたが望めば連れてくることができると思います。でも望まなければ連れてくることはできないと思います。
それってどういう？
明日になればわかると思います。
Yuki, come on
日
now.
をどう迎えるかによって世界は大きくその姿を変えるでしょう。
明日という日？
はい。この店のように。
この店。
Then it hit me. The other customers were gone. Even the bartender was nowhere to be seen. The only two people here were Takashima-san and me.
これって。
多分あなたは長い旅を望まれているのだと思います。
長い旅？
はい。それでは明日屋上で。
高島さん。
July Infinite? What the fuck? I thought it was supposed to be the 19th. That day, it was afternoon by the time I realized all the other people had disappeared from the world. The first thing I noticed was that Kagami and Tsukasa were gone. The house that had been so noisy before was now enveloped in silence. Not a single voice could be heard. There was nothing but static on the TV no matter which channel I flipped to. At first, I thought it was just a coincidence. I thought Kagami and Tsukasa had gone home. I thought the TV antenna was just acting up. I walked around the room with sleepy eyes. I didn't start to get anxious until I got in the shower. As the hot water pricked at my skin, my thoughts started to come together, and I began to notice that some things were off. Since last night, I had hardly seen any other human beings. I took some milk out of the fridge. The stuff in the fridge hadn't gone bad. The power was still on. I looked at the clock. It was still ticking away the seconds. It ticked off each second, one by one, with a crisp sound. I sat on the floor and looked around. The room was really big. I'd been living in this house alone up until now, but this was the first time I'd felt like I was living alone. I chugged the rest of the milk and went back to my room. I turned on the computer. The servers were still up, so I could connect to the internet. My email inbox was empty. Nothing new. My anxiety grew. But then I felt a moment of relief.
書き込みとかある。
The news site I visited had been updated, and there were new posts on the anonymous text board. Through the screen, I could feel the presence of people in the world, because you probably wished for it. The words were increasing. The words were expanding. Time kept ticking away, second by second, unchanging. But despite that, or perhaps because of that, the landscape had changed, like it was flickering. I felt a strange feeling every time the clock ticked away another second. It felt like the world was contracting.
そういえば、なんで夕べから鏡と司を見ないんだろう。
They were so insistent on staying here, but now they had left without a word. In that case, why didn't I just go press the intercom and ask? Their house was right next to mine. The two of them should have been over there. The words on the internet were still increasing. Words were being written on every site. That was my proof that people still existed. This wasn't an imaginary world, it was the real world, where the news was still being updated minute by minute. So why did I feel so uneasy? The words continued expanding, but I had this feeling like the world was contracting. The world was contracting. As the world shrunk, the words expanded. I turned the TV on again. Static. The signal was poor. Was the antenna mistuned? Words still flowed through the telephone line. No, not just words. Images and even videos were showing up.
なんだこの感覚。なんだろう。
The television screen was still full of static. It wasn't receiving anything. 86,400. That's not seconds.
参ったな。
I brushed the hair out of my face as I let out a sardonic laugh and looked around the room. I looked out the window. A large sunflower was blooming. For some reason, it looked gloomy. They say sunflowers face towards the sun when they bloom. They're flowers that symbolize brightness. Regardless, the sunflower looked like a flower that had been put on someone's grave. The sunflower's yellow color started to get on my nerves. The static didn't stop. The words increased. The computer screen was covered in words. I took out my cell phone. I had 0 bars of reception.
電波が一切入らない。
All the wired devices were still working, but not a single radio signal was getting through.
電波障害。
I tried the landline. If I could use the internet, I should have been able to use the phone. I could hear the phone ringing next door. Are Kagami and Tsukasa not home? The atmosphere was unbearable. I got dressed and ran outside. I stood in front of the Wakatsuki house. Why didn't they answer the phone? Shouldn't someone be upset by all the weird stuff happening?
なんだこれ。
When I tried to ring the doorbell, I realized this house had no nameplate. There was just a white ceramic plate there. I walked to the station. The trains were running like normal, but no one was there. It wasn't a terribly large station, but it wasn't so small that the lack of people seemed normal either. A train came into the station. There was no announcement. I couldn't help but laugh.
いっそ人の痕跡が完全になくなっていれば、それほど怖くないんだろうけど。
Existences flickered before me. There were existences that I couldn't see or touch.
なんだよこれ。まるで昨日のアトラクションじゃん。
The spirit room. Lifestyles that continued despite the people being cut out of them. The gondola that kept moving forward and forward. I rode the train. Give me a sec, guys. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. My dad was telling me if I wanted some food or not for dinner. I said, nah, I'm good. It's only 6 p.m. I didn't see anyone even after coming all the way out here. No one was at school. Even in Suginomiya, I didn't see anyone.
休日だけあって誰とも会わなかったですか？
休日だからって ここまで誰とも会わないとかないでしょ。ここはどこなの？
その質問に意味はありますか？
意味があるも何も当然な疑問でしょ。
当然の疑問ですか。ではお答えします。ここは北高の屋上。その中でも最も高いシート校舎。空に一番近い場所。
いや、そうじゃなくて、この町全体。
この地区は杉宮区と呼ばれています。
いや、そうじゃなくて、誰とも会わないくせに人の功績だけは残るこの世界だよ。
世界は世界でしかありません。誰とも会わなかった世界が何かと問われれば、誰とも会わなかった世界としか言いようがありません。
そうじゃなくて、
紅茶を持ってきました。お飲みになられてはいかがでしょうか。
紅茶？
はい。
The roof and the tea set. Takashima-san and I. The texture of the teacup Takashima-san handed me. I smelled an aroma coming from the tea. Floral gray filled my nostrils.
さあ、最良の葉を選んで入れたものです。気を落ち着けてください。
A bitter taste and pleasant aroma grew within my mouth. I glanced up at the sky. The blue sky stretched as far as the eye could see. Sunlight, the sound of the wind. Every sensation seemed to affirm the reality of this world.
内なる世界。
She let those words hang in the air.
内なる世界と外なる世界。そんなものがあるのでしょうか。今あなたが感じてるすべては外にある世界のものですか？内なる世界のものですか？この青空はあなたの内なる世界のものですか？外の世界のものですか？まるで私たちはそれぞれに内の世界を持ち、共通の外なる世界を持つように感じている。ならば、その共通の外の世界はどうやって至るのでしょうか。
至る。
人はどのようにして世界を正しく知ることができるのか。人はどのようにして世界について誤った考え方を抱くのか。ある認識が正しいかどうかを確かめる方法があるか。人間にとって不可知の領域はあるか。あるとしたら、どのような形で存在するのか。
Why are we asking these questions? Does it matter whether human knowledge knows no limits or not?
どうしたの突然。
いいえ。あなたの疑問を疑問で返しただけです。
Well, it answered the question about where we are currently. I guess we're in my internal world. Or are we in your internal world? I'm not sure.
ここにある世界はあなたの内なるものですか？外なるものですか？
内の世界と外の世界？
はい。内の世界と外の世界です。私たちは外界から言語化されていないあらゆる情報、視覚、触覚などの感覚を通じて意識に現れるもの。
So the internal world is basically a dream then, Zakuro. Is that what you're saying? This is basically Happy Mahar. Is that what you're saying?
感覚所有、感覚予見、センスデータ。呼び方は何でもいいですが、そのようなものを受け取って内面で世界を構築している。そう信じるのであれば、世界とは内なる世界と外なる世界、そのような二重構造を持っていることになる。
I doubt it's that simple. I don't think it's just two layers, in fact.
ならば、その二つの世界は どのような線引きをされているのでしょうか。
What is the marketed?
あなたが今口にした紅茶の味は外なる世界のものですか、内なる世界のものですか。
Ha.
あなたが触れるそのティーカップは外なる世界のものですか、内なる世界のものですか。
Wait, you're classifying each and everything as an internal world and an external world? Isn't it just two things? Like you can only be in one of them at the same time? No? You can be both. You can be at both at the same time?
あなたが見ている私はあなたの内なる世界の私ですか、それとも外なる世界の私ですか。外の世界から来ると言われる情報以前の何か、その外から来る何かとはどの時点から外なのでしょうか、どの時点から内なのでしょうか。視覚触覚などの感覚から得たものはその時点で内なる世界のものです。私たちは外の世界とやらの存在にいつ至れるのでしょうか。
Can we even reach the external world at that point?
だからあなたの問いに私はこう答えます。ここはどこであるか。杉宮区、北高、シート、屋上。それ以上の答えは語り得ない。私、今見ている世界以外の世界、外の世界なるものを知り得ることができません。私が今ここであり得る世界の文脈でしか、私の答えは、その答えを知り得るプロセスからでしか語ることができません。
You're trying to make me confused. It's not that hard to understand where we are. You're saying you don't know. Or you're saying just the fact that we're in Kita High, Building C. I don't know if you know, but you don't want to answer me specifically, I suppose. Takashima-san's expression was almost blank today. It was like her expression had vanished along with the people of the city.
高島さん、難しい話知ってるね。
いいえ、すべてはあなたが考えたことです。
I see, so we are in the internal world. Because you're saying what I know, I see.
気がついているのでしょう。
Yeah.
そろそろ
So you're also a part of my internal world. Why did you suddenly appear though? Because I want to realize what's happening? Interesting.
世界そのものの少女の正体。
はい、
ねえ、高島さん、
はい、
触ってもいいかな。
はい。それを望まれるならば。
I reached out to her. The smell of her hair, the feel of her skin, her breath, her pulse. I could feel all of them.
暖かい。
はい。
なぜみんな消えたの？
器なき液体はどこにも満たすことができない。この地は器ではない。そうあなたがささやきました。ただそれだけのことです。
器なき液体、それが私？
そうとも言えますが、違うとも言えます。そんなことよりも、
何？
終わりと始まりの空、一緒に見ませんか？
終わりと始まりの空。
はい。最後の空です。
The two of us looked at the sky from the rooftop. We laid down and looked at the great blue sky. Her head came up to my arm, so she ended up using it as a pillow.
痛くありません？
問題ないわ。
そうですか。
Because you don't exist.
高島さん、
はい。
私の腕枕は気持ちいい？
気持ちよいですよ。
Do you even have to ask that? Because Yuki, at this point, why are you asking that? Takashima-san laughed. I definitely felt her. I could feel her touch, her fragrance, and her breath. That's why I asked.
私の匂い、私の鼓動、私の体温。
安心してくださいよ。すべて確かにありますよ。
Then again, humans need reassurance. Humans are weak.
私は妄想でも幻覚でもありませんよ。あなたがそう信じてくれるなら。
If I believe, then I exist.
信じるならば存在する。まるで神様だ。
そんなことありませんよ。それはごく当たり前の条件。だって人は何かを信じることができなければ歩くこともできない。
That's true.
会議の迷路は歩くことすら許さない。
次の一歩が奈落であるかもしれないと疑えば、そこで歩みは止まる。
つまりは疑うなと。
そんなこと言ってませんよ。問うことに意味がない答えなどいくらでもあります。それを問うことは無意味だと言ってるだけです。だって
Her eyes suddenly started to droop.
あなたが信じようが信じまいが、私はこの腕の中で幸せです。とてもとても気持ちよいですよ。好きな人の体温は心地よい。ただそれだけですよ。
Takashima-san nuzzled into my arm, a tranquil expression on her face. She said my arm was comfortable. Was there any meaning in doubting her words?
ああ、このまま永遠にここにいたいな。
永遠に？そりゃ腕が疲れるよ。
別に永遠に腕枕されていたいという意味ではないですよ。ただあなたと私の世界でとどまっていた。
高島さんと私の世界？
そうです。ここは私であり、あなたである世界。
どういうことかな。
さあ、どういうことでしょうか。
By you saying that, it means that you're also a part of me. And that means this is my world. And, like, the fact that you're saying this, Yuki also realizes, but she doesn't want to accept it. The world was dyed red as the sun began to set. Vega revealed her form in the eastern sky. Next, Deneb. Finally, Altair completed the shape of the summer triangle. An enormous triangle stretched across the Milky Way. Stars dashed across the sky. The summer triangle approached the apex of the heavens.
夏の大三角。だいぶ空の上に上がったね。
はい。
そろそろ時間的に今日も終わりじゃない？
はい。
世界そのものの少女が空の少女に会う時が近づいているんじゃないの？
はい。さてと。
Takashima-san took the doll and held it over the fence. I silently waited for the sky.
ユキさん。
I opened my eyes when I heard her say my name. The doll she had thrown was floating in the air, and then it stood up. I thought that things were a little strange before, but this time I couldn't help but gasp at the sight before me.
ウサギのぬいぐるみさん。
はい。
What the?
駅長さんですか？
いいえ、違います。
では、
私はウサギの駅長です。
それではウサギの駅長さんなのですね。
はい、私はウサギの駅長さんなのです。それよりも。
The stuffed rabbit moved toward me. He stopped in front of me and peered at me with eyes that looked like... No, eyes that really were buttons.
何？
すいません。タバコいただいてもよろしいでしょうか。
はあ。
I wondered why he was here, but for the moment, I just passed him a cigarette.
あ、趣味のいいタバコを吸ってますね。これはレアものだ。
いや、普通にコンビニで売ってるレベルのレアさだし。
ならばそのコンビニがレアなのでしょうね。
コンビニはレアじゃないし。
そうですか。あと引かしてもらえますか。
He was awfully demanding for a stuffed toy.
はい。
あと、気をつけてくださいよ。私は大変燃えやすい体質なんですから。
ならタバコとか吸わない方がいいんじゃないの？
これは一本取られましたな。はははは。
He laughed, though he didn't seem to pay any heed to my warning. He lit the cigarette. We're close.
へえ。タバコうまいな。
Yeah, we're close to the end. Very close.
まあ、そうだね。
そういえば、タバコは体に悪いって言いますよね。
まあ、実際そうでしょ？
あれは、実は嘘なんですよ。
いや、嘘じゃないし。
分かってない。何も分かってない。あなたはご自分でお吸いにならないからそんなことを軽々しく言うんですよ。
Yuki does smoke, though.
いや、私はタバコ吸ってるだろう。じゃなきゃタバコなんか持ってないでしょ。
それもそうですね。これは一本取られましたな。はははは。
He laughed me off. He really didn't care about my opinion at all. The gray smoke disappeared into the darkness of the night.
タバコは体に悪くないっていうのが最近やっと分かってきたらしいんですよ。それどころか、タバコは体にいいんです。これは研究機関によって実証されていることなのです。
どこの研究機関だよ、それ。
厚生省ですよ。
嘘だろ。
本当ですよ。最新の統計学で分かったことなのですがね、苦いものはだいたい体にいいんです。良薬口に逃がしって言うでしょ。まさにあれなんですよ。
But people like smoking because it's good for them, though.
苦いということは健康に良いという意味なのです。
違うだろ。
違いませんよ。
なら苦味を感じる毒物はどうなんだよ。
そりゃ毒物は苦いですよ。毒と薬は同義です。使い方次第とその分量で毒は薬にもなるわけです。だからタバコは薬の一種なのです。
Yeah, your reasoning is a bit skewed, but let's say you're right, I guess.
現在政府与党でもタバコを特定保険用食品にしようという動きが活発です。
Why are we talking about this? Is the author trying to justify his smoking habits?
いやー、それにしてもタバコはうまい。
What's up with this guy? He flicked the cigarette away. It slowly fell to the ground and scattered cinders into the air upon impact. His feet began to rise off the ground. He took out his pocket watch.
白線にお下がりください。危ないですから。
白線？
At some point, the fence had disappeared and it was replaced by a white line. It felt like I could step right off the roof and into thin air.
もう何でもありだな。
何でもありなわけないでしょ。ほらほら、危ないから白線から下がって。
何あれ？
次の汽車は特別急行夏の第三角行きです。危ないですから白線にお下がりくださいませ。
汽車？
それを言うのならぬいぐるみが駅長さんなところで突っ込むべきでは。
I thought Zakuro was already gone, by the way.
これって汽車？
はい。銀河鉄道ですよ。
ドア開きます。
さあ、行きましょう。
行きましょうって。
Suddenly, the rooftop was overflowing with people, like a train station. Though I had no idea what they were.
乗らないのですか？
I suddenly heard a voice from behind me, even though no one was there a moment ago. I guess we're dead, aren't we? The man in front of me was covered in grime and wore tattered clothes. I mean, that definitely looks like a fucking ghost, so I assume we're dead. And we're trying to go to heaven or some shit like that. I think that's supposed to be what it's trying to tell me.
いや。
切符を拝見します。
A teddy bear came out of the train and stood in front of me.
あんたは？
車掌に決まってるでしょ。ほら、乗るなら切符見せてください。
Once we get inside the train, I think I'm gonna call it an episode. I have been recording for 2 hours, 30 minutes. I know I'm going to like reduce it by like 2 hours or something. Because there were like scenes where I had to censor and stuff. But still, that's already a pretty long episode. The conductor, he looked just like the stuffed animal that fell on me from the rooftop. Takashima-san took a small gray ticket from her pocket.
そちらの方は？
いや、私。
Even if I wanted to get on this mysterious train, it's not like I had a ticket. I pulled out my pockets to show I didn't have anything and pulled out a green piece of paper, about the size of a postcard folded in 4. When he saw the paper, he took it from my hand.
拝見します。
The conductor stood very straight and unfolded the paper carefully. Then as he read it, he kept fidgeting and straining the buttons on his jacket. What was that? Was it not a ticket after all? The station master came over too, and they both peered up at us at the paper and studied it intensely. I wonder if they were going to get mad at me.
こんな場所で珍しいものを持ってますね。XYZ 直行座標系で手に入れたのですか？
What the fuck does that mean? The conductor asked me while handing the ticket back to me, but I had no idea how to respond.
いや、よくわからないけど。
I opened the paper and it proved to be 10 strange characters printed in the middle of the black arabesque pattern.
なんだこれ。
ほう、これは大したもんですね。
そうなの？
知らずにお持ちなのですか？これは本当の天井へさえ行ける切符です。いや、天井どころじゃないです。どこまでもどこまでも。この切符を手にする者は、この不完全な幻想第4次の銀河鉄道でどこまででも行けるはずですよ。いやー、大したものだ。この駅には5分程度しか停車いたしません。そろそろご乗車になってお待ちください。
Yeah, I suppose she's dead. And what was I trying to say? Zakuro was like her self-conscious into thinking that, you know, like, you need to wake up or something. You need to realize that you're living in the dead. Like a part of her own subconscious, maybe. I'm not sure.
この駅？
The rooftop was a train station.
この駅ってなんていうの？
杉宮北港屋上前ですが。
Oh, just what you'd expect. This is probably still her own imagination, maybe. Maybe she wants to go to heaven. Takashima-san and I entered a carriage lit by a row of small yellow lights. I might as well try to finish this chapter, I believe. I think it's not too long now until I finished it. The seats in the carriage were covered with plush blue cloth and were almost empty, all empty. We sat in one of the many empty seats. The man who we'd seen outside started talking to us.
それであなたはその切符を使ってどちらへいらっしゃるんですか？
恥ずかしながら実は行き先とか知らないんですけどね。
そうですか。でも 何にも用事がないけれど、汽車に乗って大阪へ行ってこようと思う。というので良いではないですか。
この汽車、大阪とか行くの？
そりゃもちろん。
でも、こんなの乗って大阪行く気にはならないよ。
ほら、ユキさん、これが地図ですよ。
地図？
Takashima-san took out a map that looked like a circular sheet.
それ、地図なんだ。
あれ？あなたはそれをステーションでもらわなかったのですか？
It was a sparkling stone that seemed to have been cut out of the night sky itself.
その地図って、黒曜石でできてる？
Or maybe Takashima-san was actually a part of the external world because she's already dead, you know? Maybe the part where she was talking about external and internal world is that she's already dead and we're also dead and she came to get us or something like that. Maybe she's not a part of our imagination. So the transition is, you know, after we realize what's going on. Right now we're in the external world.
はい、そうですね。この地図は黒曜石でできています。ほら、こうやってこの地図を窓にかざすと。
あ、
At that moment, everything before my eyes became suddenly bright as though the light from a trillion phosphorescent squid had been frozen at the same instant and dropped down into the sky. Or as though a diamond company had pretended it was not making a good haul and had hoarded its diamond in hopes of keeping the price high. But someone had suddenly turned the cash upside down and scattered diamonds everywhere.
あの河原は月夜でしょ。
We glanced out the window and watched as the silver pampas grass of the sky that grew among the palely shining banks of the milky river rippled and swayed in the rustling wind.
月夜でないよ。銀河だから光るんだよ。
When I stuck my head out the window, the Milky Way, I became aware of beautiful water, more transparent than glass or even hydrogen, flowing soundlessly on. It might have been a trick of the eyes, but at times the water seemed to form tiny purple ripples or shine like a rainbow. In the fields here and there stood beautiful phosphorescent triangular markers. The far ones were small and sharply etched in orange and yellow. The near ones were large and had a slightly hazy pale blue light. Set in various configurations, some triangular, some rectangular, some in the shape of the lightning bolt or loop of chain, they filled the fields with their light.
綺麗ですね。
The man whispered to himself, and something caught my eye.
その手の線は、おまじないか何かですか？
この手に引かれた線ですか。これはご主人が私につけてくださったものなんです。大層熱心なお方で、よくペンで線を引いてくださいました。
はあ。
So his master drew a line on his hand with a pen. What a strange person.
その線に何か意味が？
ええ、これはこの線の一つ一つがご主人にとって望ましい私の一部なんです。
That's disturbing. Were you killed by being tortured like that? He touched one of the many lines drawn in his body and laughed mischievously. It said drawn, but I could assure you it's probably carved by a knife or something. I mean, he is dead. That face looked like the same man's face and a completely different man's at the same time.
私が82歳にもなったことはどっちみち許しがたいことかもしれない。それについての満足は君が考えるかもしれないほど大きくはない。君の言う通り、私は常に永続性への大きな願いに満たされ、常に死を恐れ、死と戦った。死に対する戦い、生きようとする絶対的な頑固な意欲こそ、すべての卓越した人間が行動して生きてきた原動力だ。
I mean, isn't that technically correct?
信じる。しかし、やはり結局は死なねばならないということ。それを、ねえ、君。 私は82歳にもなって、学校の生徒の頃を死にでもしたのと同じように、簡潔に証明したのだ。
That's also true. Whether you're a schoolboy or a very rich businessman, either way, you all die. And when you die, you're probably the same. You're gonna turn to dirt, you know?
弁解の役に立つことなら付け加えておきたいが、私の性質の中には、子供らしさ、好奇心、遊戯の本能、暇つぶしを好む気持ちが多かった。それで、いつか遊戯にも飽きるものだということを悟るまでには、かなり暇がかかったわけだ。
When he read out that description, I got the feeling that I knew him from somewhere.
あなたはどちらから来られたのですか？
Takashima-san asked that of the man in front of us.
ええ、私はとある聡明なご主人に仕えておりましたが、ある時ご主人の元を離れて同族のいる館に身を寄せることになったんです。それは自分だけでなく、もっと多くの人に私という存在を知ってもらおうとお考えになられてのことでした。
That's very overconfident of you.
館にはたくさんの仲間がいて、毎日たくさんのお客様が来られました。私を知って驚くお方、笑うお方、泣くお方、怒るお方、たくさんのお客様と出会うことができました。それはご主人が私にくださった素晴らしい日々でした。
So, Wonderful Every Day is the name of the game and also the name of the world that you go to before you have to go to heaven or something? At least from what this guy is trying to say.
そうなのですか。あなたのご主人はあなたを大事にされていたのですね。
Doesn't this mean that our master is Takashima-san and not us? Or like, it's supposed to be us that's calling you Takashima-sama or something? I don't
そ
know.
れはもうこうして年老いて火にくべられた後でも気がつけばここにいることができたんですから、おそらくこれがご縁というものなんでしょうね。
手に触れてもいいでしょうか？
ええ、どうぞ。
Takashima-san softly grasped the man's outstretched hand.
真面目さは時間に関係することなのだ。これだけのことは君に打ち明けておくが、真面目さは時間を尊重しすぎることから生じるのだ。私も昔は時間の値打ちを尊重しすぎた。それで100歳になろうと思った。だ
Aw.
が、永遠の中には時間は存在しないんだよ。永遠は瞬間に過ぎない。一つの冗談に十分なだけの長さだ。
あなたにはこの線が読めるんですか？
この線があるから読めるのです。あなたのご主人がこの線をあなたに引いてくれたから、作家が一握りの人物で戯曲を作るように、私たちは自我の分解したたくさんの部分から絶えず新しい群像を構成します。
Oh, sorry about that.
この
I guess I skipped over her because I went back to the
一
thing.
見この世で最も愚劣、無用、禁制なことをやり、どこかで演奏された音楽を無選択に愚劣にそやに、しかも惨めに歪めてふさわしからぬよその場所に叩き込んでいるが、しかもこの音楽の根本精神を破壊することができず、この音楽によって自らの技術の無力さ、
Zakuro, I'm not gonna lie, I have absolutely zero clue what the fuck you're talking about.
よく聞きたまえ。君にはその必要があるんだ。さあ、耳を開いて。そうだ。どうだ。 ラジオによって暴力を加えられたヘンデルが聞こえるだけじゃない。ヘンデルはこんな鼻持ちならぬ現れ方をしてもやはり神々しいのだ。そればかりでない。ねえ君、同時にあらゆる生命の優れた比喩が聞こえ見えるのだ。ラジオに耳を傾けると理念と現象、
What the fuck are you talking about?
神性と人間性、それらの間の原始的な戦いが聞こえ見える。
Sometimes I do wonder when people make these poems, why can't they just not tell it in a way that it's easy to understand, you know? This is very, very hard to understand. What are you talking about? I don't even think I want to know what you're talking about. Sorry.
君のようなたちの人間にはラジオや人生に批評を加える資格は全くない。むしろまずよく聞くことを学びたまえ。真剣に取るに値することを、真剣に取ることを学びたまえ。
That's a pretty good lesson
他
though.
のことは笑いたまえ。
But I don't think I will take that lesson to heart. Sometimes when you're forced to listen to something, you don't exactly know how to react, you know?
そうか、そういうことか。
What do you mean? The man looked at my expression and understood everything.
私の記憶ではもっと小さかったけどね。ポケットサイズだったし。
What are you talking
そ
about?
うですね。よく喫茶店に同行させていただいた記憶があります。
What? Oh, this guy is something that she borrows or she...
あの星々の中にそびえる十字架を見てください。
Oh,
いつかの歌を思い出されはしませんか？
they even fucking changed his name into book. Yeah. Now I understand. Now I understand, god fucking damn it. So this is the book that Yuki carried over or something. And Takashima-san can read it because, you know, she's our slave. When I looked out the window, far downstream, emerging like a single tree out of the invisible water of river, a cross studded with lights of blue, bitter orange, and every color under the sun, and crowned with a pale white hollow of cloud. But we above you, evermore residing, in the aether's star, translume mine eyes. No, not day nor night, nor times dividing. We're not age nor sex for our device. All your sins and anguish self-affrighting, your murders and less vicious delighting, are to us as but a show, like the suns that circling go, changing not our day for night. On your frenzied life we spy, and refresh ourselves thereafter. With the stars in order fleeing, our breath is winter in our sight. Fawns the dragon of the sky, full and unchanging is our eternal being. Full and star bright is our eternal laughter. A current of excitement ran through the train. All that could be heard here and there was a happy cry, as when a child leaps up and plucks a gourd, or a sigh, ineffably deep and humble. Then gradually, the cross came abreast of their window, and they could see the circle of clouds, pale as the flesh of apples, slowly, gently turning. What are you talking about? Hallelujah, hallelujah. The voices of the people resounded bright and joyful. And from the farthest reaches of the sky, that chill sky, everyone heard the indescribably fresh, transparent call of a trumpet. Then passing a cluster of signals and electric lamps, the trains gradually slowed, until at last it came to a full stop directly opposite the cross.
私はあなたに出会えたことを嬉しく思っています。
So this is still inside of our dream. This is not the external world. This is the internal world.
私たちは朗らかに場所を次から次へと通り抜けるべきである。どんな場所にも故郷のように執着してはならない。 世界精神は私たちを縛り狭めようとはしない。世界精神は私たちを一段一段と高め広げようとする。私たちがある生活圏に住み着いてそこに馴染もうとすると、すぐに主観が脅かす。出発と旅の心構えのある人のみが麻痺させる慣れから身をもぎ離すことができる。
What are you talking
あ
about?
るいは死の時もなお私たちを新しい場所へと若々しく送ることがあるかもしれない。私たちへの生の呼びかけは決して終わるまい。それならよし。心よ、別れを告げよ。そして健やかなれ。
ありがとう。
Am I supposed to laugh at that? Because I don't understand what the fuck that is. In the next instant, his swarm had disappeared. The train was over half empty now. All at once, it had become lonely and deserted with the wind rushing in. We looked and saw all the people kneeling devoutly in the shores of the Milky Way River in front of the cross. We saw a godlike figure robed in white approaching with outstretched arms across the invisible water of the heavenly river. But at that moment, a glassy whistle blew, and just as the train was beginning to move, a silvery mist rolled smoothly from farther downstream and blocked their view.
ユキさん、
Stop speaking in fucking poems or rhymes, please. Then, the only passengers left were the two of us.
あそこが石炭袋です。空の穴です。
I looked where she was pointing. In one part of the heavenly river gaped a huge pitch-black hole. I could not tell how deep the bottom was or what might be inside. No matter how much I peered into it, rubbing my eyes, I could make nothing out. Only my eyes began to smart. Those were all lines out of night on the Milky Way Railroad. Indeed, our story ended with a story.
ここでジョバンニとカンパネルラは別れることになる。ここが彼らの物語の終着点だった。
はい。そうですね。
ならば、ここから先は私だけで行かなくちゃいけないってことなんでしょ？
Yeah, because you don't exist, Takashima-san.
はい。
そうか。そうだったんだよね。
When had I realized? No, I got the feeling there was no when. I probably understood everything from that moment.
世界そのものの少女って私のことだったんだね。
Oh, sorry.
高島さんが探していた終わりと始まりの空。それはこの幻想世界の終わりの空。そして現実世界の始まりの空。高島さんはこの幻想世界と現実世界の境界線を探してたってことだよね。
幻想世界と現実世界ですか。それほど明確に分けられるのでしたらいいのですが、ただ私はあなたを元の世界に返そうとしていました。
So I'm not dead.
巻き込んでしまったあなたを。
巻き込んだか。
From that Twillet rooftop, I'm just gonna say Twillet. A girl jumped over the fence. I saw it happen.
確かに一瞬大きな音を聞いたような
Oh
気がしたんだ
shit,
よ。
really? Oh my god. Are you kidding me? That's when we fucking got into this world? So we were running away because we saw her die in front of our face? Oh shit.
落ちてくるぬいぐるみが肌に触れる瞬間に、あの日の夕方、あのマンションから落ちてきたのはぬいぐるみじゃないんだ
Okay,
よね。
that gave me some goosebumps.
はい。それは私自身です。
高島さん自身が落ちてきた。
はい。
激突したわけ？
はい。そうなります。
なるほどね。ってことは、この銀河鉄道の先って結構つまらない場所なんだね。
Yeah, it's the hospital.
つまらない場所？
だって 目覚めは病院のベッドってことになるんでしょ？
We?
それはわかりません。
わからない？
はい。わかりません。
結構目覚めるのは天国とかだったりして？
いいえ。そんな世界は存在しないと思います。
なら地獄とか？
そんな世界も存在しません。ここから先の世界は、あなたが見知った風景、
Aw.
ありふれた風景の世界です。
とりあえずどっかに戻るんだ。
はい。ベガとアルタイル、そしてデネブの3つの星が輝く空の下に。
空の下。
お別れです。
うん、そうなるんだね。
ごめんなさい。
もういいよ、謝るのは。
ならもう一つだけ言わせてください。
もう一つ？
ありがとうございます。私に生を与えてくれたのはあなたでした。
Aw?
私はずっとあなたのことを愛してました。
Why would you love me though? In the real world, you died in front of me. Right?
全くご迷惑な話ですが、この世界で再び会えたことに感謝しております。一人で行かなければいけない道の途中で、こんな素晴らしい時間をいただけたこと、あなたが幻想世界と呼んだこの世界での生活は、私にとっては至極の記憶です。この夢の世界こそ私の人生で一番の思い出となりました。
I mean, technically, you have to be a very lonely person to kill, to, you know, to just do suicide, right? So I suppose it is a very good memory for her.
かき割りのようなチープで出来損ないの夢の世界。それでもそこであなたと過ごせた時間は間違いなく素晴らしき日々でした。
Oof. That's certainly something. The world was covered in white. Hello. Future Azai here. Just wanted to let you guys know. Turns out the chapter N is not too far off from where the scene is. So I'm just gonna edit out and add in the episode that was supposed to be next episode. Well, a part of it anyway, like only like maybe 10 minutes into this episode. That's all I wanted to say. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode that I'm gonna show you. And yeah, that's it. The world was covered in white. Unbroken white. A world of nothing but white. An astonishing world. A world where you could neither move forward nor run away. But still, I forged ahead. Yeah, that's Yuki. Even though the scenery around me didn't change at all, I kept on running. Takashima-san. Obstinance, vanity, scruples, discrimination, pride. Takashima-san left all those bothersome things behind. But I would continue to demand my tobacco, my rooftop, and my frilly dress. If that was the road by which I was supposed to return, I remembered the sunflowers, and I realized something. Sunflowers bring to mind an offering of flowers. Actually, he was the one who said that. They look like chrysanthemums because they both belong to Astaraceae. I think I butchered that name so much. I know that's a genus or... Genus? Is it genus? I don't know, I forgot my biological terms. I had walked through this white world before. This was the second time I had to walk this road. This inescapable white world. It was just like the road beyond that field of sunflowers.
私が望めば存在するか。
I really like this music. Do tell me if the voice lines or the BGM or anything, the audio in the game is good enough now. That's something that I've never been able to do, like, you know, being able to understand when the audio balancing is good enough. To me, it does seem a bit low before. But like I said, what I hear is not what you guys hear. I can't listen to my own voice, right? So to me, when I listen to the BGM from my headphones, it feels like it's already good enough. In that white world, I remembered it all. I knew that when I woke from the stream, I would have forgotten most of it. But I pointed to the end of the endless white pathway.
世界は器。器を満たすもの。それは
I pressed to my chest the truth I'd found and exited the white room. I was done being a ghost. Zero 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 one. Yuki opened her eyes. Wow, I was so close to just finishing off chapter 1, huh? Okay, I'm gonna shut up. You guys enjoy the song. that was a pretty good song. That ended off really weird though. Like, I mean, the episode that I uploaded on YouTube, I might actually tack this on the last episode we did, so it it's not weird like that. That's a very weird cliffhanger to end on. So I'll probably edit this out so that it's included in the last episode. But yeah, I guess I hope you enjoyed the episode. I don't have a lot to say right now because I continued this after I stopped, right? But I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Oh, what the heck? Down the rabbit hole.